Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle is a new movie adventure, and instead of the original board game idea, it is a video game. Jumanji rolls with the dime. In a kind of Breakfast Club scenario, four high school students are brought together by detention who don't normally hang out together. They see this video game, they turn it on, pick their characters, and get sucked right into the game. And that's where all the humor starts. The avatars in the video game aren't really like them. The movie starts off with The Rock, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, and Jack Black, and here we go on their little adventure. The movie is illustrated by Jay Castan. I would probably say that I have laughed more in this movie than a lot of comedies this past year. Comedies have been pretty light with their humor this year. First of all, I would like to say the cast completely works together and they're all individually charmistatic. They're all charming. They do their jobs well. Don't really see them do a lot they haven't done before. You've seen The Rock do comedy, and every time he does, I'm always like, right, that guy is funny. But Kevin Hart, he plays Kevin Hart very well. Kevin Hart is like TJ Miller playing a TJ Miller role. When I see him in movies, he plays a Kevin Hart character. The funny thing about his character in Jumanji is that he's the character where a high school version of his character and the grown up Jumanji version of his characters, they are totally different, don't really match for me. The thing that they have in common is that they are in fact both black. But he's a football player. Then he gets into the game and he's a really fast talking guy who isn't fast or muscular like he used to be in the real world. The nerdy dude becomes The Rock, the Instagram princess becomes Jack Black, and the social outcast nerd girl becomes Karen Gillan. Jack Black, man. Jack Black plays a high school girl like a really hot cheerleader, high school Instagram princess. And the way he does it, the humor involved in it, I don't think anyone but Jack Black could have done it that well. The Jumanji crew found a way to bring this world to life. In a scene of the movie, the four heroes are in a helicopter zooming through the jungle cavern while being pursued by an angry herd of albino rhinos. The whir of the copter's propeller and the whine of its engines alternate with the snorts and pounding hooves of the animals as they clutter through the brush. At several points, the rhinos bash the helicopter with their horns. The shots come fast and include a lot of detail. That moment made me feel like I was inside the helicopter with the actors. It felt like an amusement park ride. You're completely immersed in the sound design. During another part in the movie, the heroes enter what appears to be a crowded bazaar. The people in the bazaar talked in many different languages. It added a touch of realism to the scene even if you couldn't really hear them or understand them. I'm a pretty big gamer, and the way this movie addresses video games I found it really entertaining. Life bars, menus, backpacks, strengths, weaknesses, all of them are in video games. All of them do make you laugh because in video games it is a bit absurd. How many times you play The Legend of Zelda and you're like, how many items can you fit in that one backpack? This movie addresses that and it's quite hysterical. So it's a video game movie that's not actually a video game movie because it's not actually a movie based on a video game fully. But it uses the video game element and the angle to its advantage. And that's what really works for it. And this is supposed to be a video game, so the action sequences were really exciting too. See where the Rock is like, all right, I have super strength. Let's just get down. He's just beating these enemies down. All right, this is exciting in that video game kind of way. Ever just go into a zone in a video game? You've clearly advanced, you've leveled past, but you want to go back there. In my opinion, I don't really like the bad guy in this movie. He doesn't stand out for me that much, and that's a major problem in most movies this year. But I feel like that's the root in movies in general. As long as you have a good set of heroes that come together, the villain just takes a hit on that. The villain's the weakest part of a lot of movies these days. This movie is no different. I don't remember the villain's name. I don't even remember anything he really does. He's just out there, but you don't really see him that much. Mostly it's concentrating on them and their adventure. I would have loved to see a character like the original Jumanji movie. That hunter dude really scared me. It was terrifying. You know, he was always on the hunt for them, and if they ever crossed his path, they needed to run. This dude is not so many things like that. As this movie really landed and resonated with me, it does rely so heavy handed on the video game humor, with a humor based around video games and knowing how video games work. But if you're not so into video games, I don't really know how this movie is going to affect you. I don't know how it's going to click with you. I mean, it can still click with you. I think you can still have fun with it. But will you really be like, you had me speaking to my heart? But in the end, Jumanji has got to be the surprise of the year, or at least the past few months. It was funny. It was exciting. It actually had a few moments of heart, surprising heart. I was like, that really hit me in my home. Like, what's happening? I walked out this movie having had a blast. I would say Jumanji is a great time. Even Karen Gillan's outfit that the social media went nuts over, like, why is she wearing that outfit in the jungle? Boo, sexist. But I think they're too quick to judge because it is portraying a video game, so there is a reason for it, and they do address it. I guess you'll just see how it plays out when you watch the movie. I rate this movie 5 out of 5 and recommend it to people who like video game movies. I hope you had an amazing holiday, and I'll see you in the next one.